take you guys on a quick tour of the art, and then we're going to look at it in a much easier way. We may not get to this one, but this one's called Vanishing. And I did this a couple of years ago. And only after I finished it did I realize that it sort of conveyed her disappearing. And it's one of these paintings that every time, like it's at least 4 or 5 times, people have like sort of gone like to it like a magnet. And only afterwards, I tell them, they say, what's it of? And I tell them, and then they'll tell me, you know, my mom's got Alzheimer's or somebody else has Alzheimer's. Like they don't know it when they look at it. So that's just been like a weird and eerie thing on that one. We're going to be talking in more depth about this one, which actually just sold last week. So there are these amazing prints of it available.
Yeah, totally.
Can you hear me, Bibby?
I can hear you, but we can't see the picture that you
just. Oh, okay. Thank you. Thank you.
There you
go. How's that? And we're gonna see it better. But there's that one. That's the one that just sold, and there are prints available that look great. And then this is the one that's available on auction.
That's so beautiful, Rachel.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. And we'll be going into that in more detail too. And this one, the original sold. This is actually a print, hard mounted, and a few people have already bought this one. And if anybody knows, maybe I'll see if I can have Brandon show me one. I'll see if I can find one picture of it. I think it's a Dodge Dart, but I'm not positive. I wonder if anybody in the audience knows what the car is, because the car is one of the stars of the show, in my opinion, on this painting. And this one is not, this one I'm in the middle of. These are some studies for it on the right, those very bright ones, and I'm working on it. Bibby and I have been back and forth. I'm going to talk about that in more detail. All right. I can screen share, Brandon?
Yeah, let me make you host.
Okay, cool.
You'll be able to share your screen with us.
Thank you.
You are welcome.
Okay. It's a Dodge Dart.
Rachel.
Oh, my brother, that's very funny. My brother, who's a real car person, just said for the second or third time, Ruthie, it is a Dodge Dart. So I'm going to defer to him. He knows cars. Oh, thank you. And one of my brothers is just weighing in. That's really lovely. Okay, so I can share my screen?
Yes, you can.
Okay, cool. All right, let's see if it behaves. Yes. Okay, excellent. And I'm going to go to play. And can people see me, or is it just my, do I have to start my video again, Brandon, or no?
No, we can see your full screen, and then you and Bibby are to the side.
Wonderful, great, because on my side, I can just see the photo of me. I am going to get to, let's see where I am here. I'm going to just fast forward a little bit. We're starting on, here we go. Okay, this what you're seeing here is actually the one that ended up as Queen Esther with the sunglasses. So Bibby, I think you've got these, right?
Yeah, so my question to you is, when you started this, did you have the intention that a figure was going in there, or did you start it as like a mixed media piece and then decide, oh, I'm going to throw this aside and make it a figurative piece? What was your process here?
This was what it's called a throwaway board. You know, it was literally just like a board that you're working on other things and you just like wipe your brush off on this one. Or it looks like I may have done some collage on it too.
Yeah. But
it really was like, let me try out purple, which I never try out. You know, I never do purple. It's the only purple painting I've ever done in my life. It was just like a random ugly piece. And I knew I wanted to do something figurative based on my mom. I had never done anything figurative before. And I thought that it would lower the pressure to do it on such an ugly piece or a random piece. Some people loved it. I shouldn't insult my own work. But I just thought it would make it easier to start on this one. And this was my first effort. And I posted it on some social media feed or other, and I was proud of myself because I had started. And within like 20 minutes, I was completely mortified and horrified because I thought it looked so awful. I showed it to somebody recently and they thought it was like a great, what they say, abstract expressionist piece. But I don't think they were being kind, but that was not my intention. I was not trying to do I just didn't know how to draw in paint. I didn't know how to do it. So what I did was I went back to drawing. That was my next step was to see, like, can I kind of get the proportions right? Oh, you know what I forgot to do? I forgot to show you the, that was the inspiration photo. Okay. So that was it. That's what I was painting from.
Right.
Okay. So any questions so far, Bibby, or should I keep moving?
Well, I'm just curious, did you just sketch this from looking at the picture?
I did.
Okay. And
I did. Yeah. I just sketched it. And it was fun. I love sketching. I actually love that. I adore it. I think it's humbling in the best way. It's like the more you look, the more you see, and the more you look, the more you realize you missed. All of that I find interesting.
I know ultimately you decided to let go of the hat, and so
yes,
your process there.
I did. Well, here we have, and again, I have no idea why I did purple, but purple is sort of, because again, it's the only painting I've ever done that has any purple in it. But I think it's considered a royal color, and so it ended up being Queen Esther. I just felt like it was competing, that the hat was competing with the rest of it, that it looked good in the photograph. And when you're doing from photographs, you have to make a lot of editing choices. So I just had to cut out a lot of stuff. And I got rid of her. I got rid of the hat. Oh, first, again, here we go. You can't see any shadow really. So then what I did was I put her into a black and white only. There are these apps where you can do that. And that gave me a sense of the shadow lines, where the lights and the darks would be, because I was losing my way on this one. I couldn't tell. And doing that helped me tell.
That's
so,
brilliant.
And then I started coming in and like defining lights and darks, but all in purple. She was going to become a purple person, but she kind of looks like a robot from a Ridley Scott movie. If you look, she's like, she kind of looks very bizarro. And all that crazy colors on the back. But I didn't know where I was going except for that she was purple. And then I started playing with, like, I think I must have put that into an app where I was playing with different color combinations. But at this point, her face looks more feminine. I mean, she looks more beautiful. The sunglasses are becoming the star of the show. But I hadn't quite figured out where to go. And then somebody.
It's so key to get rid of the hat, because it allowed the glasses to be the star of the show.
Totally. Exactly. And I don't remember the moment, but it's one of these things that, like, the second it happened, then I knew, like, of course I have to get rid of the hat. But before that, I was like a slave to the hat, and I was trying to make the hat work, and it didn't work. And then I don't think this was my idea. I think I was working with a friend who said, well, what would it look like with polka dots? So that way we had a brief moment where on an app we put polka dots on it, and then she came home. Then she.
I have to say that seeing it in all the different colors, I think you could do like a whole Andy Warhol series, like on the wall with her
totally
different colors. I think it would be really effective.
Totally. I think that's true. I think it's a very, because just it's so graphical. I don't usually do work like this, but it's punchy. I like it.
Yeah. So, and I remember Rachel shares or had a studio down the hall, and I remember at the Open Studios, I walked in, I just loved this piece. And I wasn't surprised that it sold at that Open Studios, I think, or one of the Open Studios.
No, this one actually just sold. This one sold. Yeah, it almost sold before, but this one just sold this week. And but the prints I love the prints. I think that anyway, it's available as a print, but it's the original.
I mean, I gotta say, having seen the prints, you just can't even tell it's a print.
It's true.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, they're Black Cat Studio in Novato. Just give a shout out. They're amazing.
So she mounted it on a wood panel, so it looks.
Yes. It looks. It's pretty great. And this is the Dodge Dart, according to my brother. We're not going to go. I don't think we're going to have time to go into this painting, but that's if anybody disagrees with my brother, you can take it up with him. He thinks it's a Dodge Dart. I'm going to zip through these to this one. Oops. Okay. To this one. This is the one right behind me. So I forgot to bring it, but I have a photo of this where that's my brother Ruben's knee over there. I cut him out. Apologies. I already apologized to him. But I have this in my guest bathroom, and I see it at least 10 times a day. And I'm just in love with the photo. I've been dreaming about making a painting of it for at least 10 years. There's something about it. I don't even know why, but it really speaks to me. I just adore it. So I had this interview that I did a couple of months ago that the Secretary of the Queen of England was in on. I knew I was doing that interview and I wanted to talk about a work in progress. So I just used that deadline to make this painting. It came together in around a week. And since I knew there was going to be a lot of pressure on it, I blew up a copy of this and I traced it, which I had never done before. I traced it with the oversized carbon paper onto this panel that I had painted a dark gray. And I knew, so I had the photo next to it, that's the photo. And there's another artist named Adam Vinson. I think he's in Philadelphia. And he does a lot of really cool stuff with limited palette. And I knew I wanted to do that as well. So I had those two as inspiration while I was working. And I don't know if did you have any questions about that, Bibby, so far?
Well, I always find it interesting, the colors that you choose, because like you might have a limited palette, but these are really interesting colors. So do you have any comments about that?
Okay. Okay. It looks like somebody, my husband is showing me another bid on the, is she bidding on it? No, I'm not sure. I'm not sure. I can't tell. I think she's not, because we were thinking we might have another bid on the painting, but I think alas, not yet. I have one, but I need more.
So
I'm sorry.
About your color choices. So how did you choose this mauve-y, purpley color?
I think I was trying to go for, it's like a sepia-ish tone in the painting. And I wanted it to be sort of evocative of, not like old fashioned, but I wanted it to be evocative without being nostalgic. So I was sort of looking in that palette. And I don't even know how I mixed them. But it was quickly, I realized, way too dark. So as you can see, the next version is radically lighter, but still in that sort of family of that. I also, again, on this one, did tremendous editing on the photo. I pulled up, I don't have those people and that horizon line crack, in the middle of their heads. I made decisions to have them kind of be the star. Mm-hmm. It's further down. And I had a really interesting thing happen with this one where I was posting it on social media on the way to the final product, to the final version. And people went nuts about this, really, really loved it. And a few years ago, that would have stopped me in my tracks. I wouldn't have been able to keep working. I would have been paralyzed by the praise, but I knew I wasn't done yet. I just knew it. So I was happy to be free to keep working on it. And this was pretty damn close. Though, again, I never use pink. It's like a light pink. And the final version, I kind of calmed that down a little bit. Yeah, that's the final version. And
you have a feeling in real life of like an old photograph. So you totally captured it with the colors you chose. It's really, really well done.
Thank you. Thank you. No, I like this one a lot. It's definitely a favorite. Definitely.
And I think what's also important about it is, when we're making art, I find that people can get so attached to something, and, the fact that you got all that external praise, but you went internally and you knew that you weren't done, and you let go and took it.
Yes. Yeah. No, and it was, again, I couldn't have done that a few years ago. There's no way I could have done that a few years ago. So I was really glad to be able to do it this time. And Brandon, are there anything I need to know about in the chat?
Not right now. Okay. Let's see. Ruth says she loves hearing about your story and your process of your art.
Oh, cool. Cool. Hi, Ruth.
Someone posted a good comment here. Just reminder that the link for the fundraiser for the bidding is in the chat here. So if you can't find it, you can find it there. Okay. Yeah.
Great. And thank you. I had two people who just wrote to me. I had a couple of people who bought prints of this one, and somebody else who let me know that they bought a print of the one with the, just texted me that they bought a print of the one with the car which is cool.
Love it. What kind of car?
He's going to bite my head off if I have any more thing about it. And then I think we're going to go, I think I added these things. Oh, okay, here we go. This is the one I'm currently working on. And this is the inspiration shot for this one, another beach shot. Oh, one thing, before I started doing the versions I showed you, Bibby,
Yeah.
before I did those, I did these little numbers. These, can you see those? Oh, no, probably not. I have to stop sharing the screen for a second. Stop share. Okay. Escape. Okay. Are you guys still there?
Yeah.
Okay, I can't see you. Brandon, I can't see myself. Can you guys see what I'm showing you over here?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, great. So these two,
There
pardon?
You go. Go down. There you go. You got it now.
These two are 9 by 12 inches. And those were just like practice ones. They're really, I like them a lot. They were the first time I ever worked this way with sort of like the white in the middle and not painting the central figures. And then I went bigger for me. This is 36 by 24. That's where it is now. And Brandon may show that to us later, but I'm going to start sharing my screen again if I can figure out how to do it. Can you see that? Can you see the screen share?
We cannot, not right now.
Okay, so how do I go back to do that? Escape.
Do you see your Zoom icon on your lower screen?
No, I see Keynote. Is that my Zoom? Yes, I do. Okay, share screen. Perfect. Thank you. Got it. Excellent.
Perfect.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Play. Hold it. Got it. Okay. Play. Oops. Hold it. 1 second. For some reason, I can't get, there it is, play, got it. Perfect. Okay, let me go back. So this is the first version of that one. And it's all charcoal. And I just loved painting their faces. I mean, again, I felt so close to them doing this. And I wasn't quite getting the faces right, but it was really fun to try. I just felt it was just a blast to try. And then I don't think you saw this version, Bibby.
Wow.
What can you say?
Yeah.
I decided that, interesting things were going to happen underneath, and we go back to the layers theme again.
But it's interesting because like the orange in the bottom right-hand corner is kind of taking a lot of attention when you want the attention to be on your mom and dad. So you handled this really well by muting it as you.
Yes. And there was a version actually that I forgot to take a picture of where it was like a light blue. And you gave me feedback actually that it was a little too dead. It was a little too
cool because it was
too cool. Yeah, it was a little too cool. So I warmed it up with that green, and then it was really interesting. I was playing the one on the right. That version on the right is not actually orange. It's it's an app that most people have on their phones called Markup, where you can just like take any photo and just color over it. So I'm always attracted to orange. My mom was a redhead by choice, so I'm always moving in that direction. And what happened was I just posted this image of the two side by side and posted it on places and said to people, what do you think? And everybody likes giving their opinion. So it was really fun to see everybody's opinion about whether I should do orange or green. And I didn't feel beholden to anybody. I knew I was going to move in an orange direction, but I was super curious. And people had very good reasons for not wanting to do orange. And a lot of people like the orange. And then I ended up, Brandon, can you, I guess I have to stop sharing. Is that what has to happen now?
Yeah.
Stop
Would you
sharing.
like me to,
Yes.
to share the final?
You're going to take, I stopped the share, but I have to escape. Okay.
And then if you'll just make me host.
Okay. I'm so proud of myself that I know how to do that.
Yeah. And by the way, you're getting, let's see, Steven says a beautiful presentation and beautiful art in honor of a beautiful woman.
Oh, thank you. That's my nephew, Steven. You're a doll. Thank you. Oh, and Ellie Sheva's there too. That's wonderful. I have all my nieces and nephews in here. That's so delicious. Yeah.
And Sherry even says, I remember you telling me how your mom knew songs by heart and could sing them even when language left her. Yep. That's so beautiful.
Yep. It was really, that's a very strange thing about Alzheimer's, that It's true. Apparently, my understanding of it is that music is distributed throughout the brain, so that, you know, when you lose particular parts of the brain, and if Joel's on, he can let me, Joel Kramer, he can let me know if I've got this wrong, but that's my understanding of why music tends to last and other things don't. There's a wonderful book called by, I'm forgetting his name, Oliver Sacks, I think Musicophilia, about this. That's really quite fascinating. This is where it is right now. It was much more orange. The whole thing was orange in the back. And Bibby has some 2 cents. She's not so sure what she thinks about the gray. I'm kind of liking the gray. But let me hear what you think, Bibby.
It looks a little muddy.
Yes, I agree.
Orange is coming through, so it either has to be a little more orange coming through or a little more gray coming through, because right now it's sort of a blend of the two and it's making it muddy, but the composition is so amazing. I think it's just a matter of getting the right background color.
Yeah, no, I think I'm close. And one of the things I do when I'm doing this is I scrape through a lot. And you do this as well, I use an orbital sander. This is on canvas, so an orbital sander might, can you do it without ripping it?
Yeah, I do it all the time. And what you might want to do is varnish the backside so it makes the canvas more firm.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Put some kind of cream on the backside.
Okay.
And you do have to be kind of more gentle with the sand.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. I usually like working on panels, so I don't have to be gentle. I like not being gentle.
You're so good at getting scratches. And
yeah, I like the scratches. So that's one that I'm not a big fan of canvas for that reason, but it's much easier to transport. And since I was working bigger, I take it back and forth between studios. So that's kind of cool. And yeah, that is, how are we doing for time? Oh, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. Oh, that's so sweet. Maybe we can go back to.
If someone wanted to buy this piece when you're done, what would they do?
Oh, thank you. That's an excellent question, Bibby. I appreciate that. They would contact.
Do prints?
They would, depending on how it turns out, I'll probably do a print of it also. They would just contact me on my website, racheldavisstudio.com. Just email, shoot me an email and we'll make it happen.
And you'll have to post it on your website, on Instagram and everything.
For sure I will. Absolutely, I will do that. And we can actually, are there any other questions I should be tending to, Brandon?
I have one more comment. What if someone wanted to send this presentation to a friend? Are you going to make that available?
Yes, it is. Brandon, you are recording. I don't have record on my side, Brandon. Do you have record on your side?
It's recording.
I do. Yep,
Great.
It is recording.
Okay. So it is recording, and therefore it will be available either on website. Oh, and Gabi is asking to see the process for that summer, so we can do that. Well, we can do that next. Brandon, I'll need to be made host again.
Yeah.
But yes, it will be posted either on my website or on YouTube. It will be posted places. I'm not sure where. So am I hosting?
Right now it's on your private Facebook also. So we
Great.
can definitely
it's
share
streaming live
that.
on private Facebook. Great.
Mhm.
Fabulous.
Yeah.
Okay.
So let me make you host.
Okay, cool.
There you go.
Okay, this is actually a very cool story. The what happened on that one. I'm going to go back. Hold it. Play. I'm going to just zip quickly and then I'll slow down. Okay. All right. So this is the inspiration shot. Another one. I just love that. I just love how gorgeous they all look and cool and hip. And I just think they look amazing. So the first version I did, I actually adored. That was this one. I loved it. But I think I was very, very, it was like 2.5 years ago, and I was pretty new to art. So I sort of couldn't quite believe that again, it was on top of one of these crazy playboards, a lot of crayon. I mean, it was just kind of a wild piece. But something about it was really speaking to me. But I wasn't as confident in my work. And I took it to somebody who's much more of a colorist than I did. And they suggested that I lighten up the top. So I did.
Nice.
But then somebody gave me gratuitous feedback that I didn't ask for about doing stuff to their faces that I thought really was not working. I really didn't like it at all. And I was trying to get it back to something more interesting. So it came here and it just was getting worse and worse. And then they got fixed, but they looked too elegant. They looked too pretty. It was too sweet, or like I just wasn't liking it. And I ignored it for at least a year. And then one day I went to Heath Ceramics, the store, and they had all this pottery that was in these two colors, in this like bluish green and in this yellow. And I fell madly in love with the colors. And I went to my local Ace Hardware and had them mix up those colors. And I did this in like 2 hours. And I made a lot of decisions. I got rid of the Horizon line, which was cutting through their heads. I just made it about them and the car. And again, it's crayon, and I love the roughness on it. The print on this is amazing. All the scratching comes through on the print. This is the print.
You would
actually
not know it's a print. Like when
No.
she put it
Yeah.
down, I was like feeling it because I was expecting to see indentation because it looked like the real thing.
Yeah, this is the print. I mean, it's really quite something. And actually, Gabi is buying one. I'm very excited. She's got one going to her house. So that's super cool. So
Someone put a painting like this in their home, like summer home, winter home, kitchen.
I think this can go lots and lots of places. I think this is versatile. I think it would look fabulous in a beach home. I really think that summer one would look fabulous in a beach home with the sunglasses. There's a lot of beach stuff happening. You would think we were at the beach all the time, which we weren't, but I guess that's when people take pictures. That's when people take snapshots when they're on the beach. Okay, and other questions? Do we have other questions I can answer for people?
Do you have a goal, Rachel, for how much you'd like to raise?
I do, and I have no idea. I might have reached it already. I think I had 1,600 as my goal, but I'm definitely going to reach that because I haven't added some of the people who bought the prints. I haven't given that over to the Alzheimer's Association yet. So I'm probably there already from what I know. And I don't know for my print store, I won't know the orders that came out in over the weekend until tomorrow. So I'm hoping I'm going to get good news in the morning when I go. We will see. But I think 3 people contacted me directly. So I know that, those happened, but I'm thinking there's probably going to be more on those as well. And then a lot of people just.
What do you think your mom would be saying to you if she were here right now?
Oh my God. She really was the best person to tell good news to. I mean, she would just be, it wouldn't even be so much what she say. She would just be beaming, like you really, some people are better to tell good news to than others. I mean, she was like the best.
Yeah.
She was just the best. You could feel her joy for you in good news. So she would just be, and my dad was very funny. My dad would be saying things like, my dad would sort of distort things positively. So he would say that I was the Queen of England. You know what I mean? He would take a piece of information and like blow it up. So they were both really cool that way. My mom was a little bit more grounded in what was actually happening, but they were both very excited for you. They were cool that way.
I would think she would be so proud of the fact that you're doing this and that she inspired it. So in a way, you're serving through her.
I do. I definitely feel that way. I definitely feel that way. So, and I'm grateful. I'm just grateful that I get to do this, that I get to pursue beauty. And she was the only one who wanted to go to museums, and I was always there to do it with her. Everybody else thought it was kind of silly. So I'm glad that we could meet that way and on that turf. And I so thank people for coming. I'm incredibly grateful. And, you can reach me, any questions, leftover questions, by all means, reach out. I'm happy to answer them. And are there any questions in chat for me to anything for me to answer, Brandon?
Well, I did just share your newsletter link for everyone. So you'll see in the chat there, if you'd like to see that, you can just click on the link.
Okay.
And I will share the link for the fundraiser one more time.
Awesome.
Let's see. Lots of love coming your way.
Oh, good. That's
Everybody
always
is
nice.
so happy with your presentation. It was
Thank
amazing.
you. Oh, thank you so much. It was fun.
Yeah,
Actually,
yeah,
it was
it was
fun.
great.
It's so funny. I have notes at the end of my notes. I say, thank everybody and say it was fun and hope it was true. And it was true. So that's pretty
It
cool.
was great. It was great.
And really, Bibby and Brandon, no way I could have done it solo. It would not have been a fun scene. There would have been like anxiety vibes throughout. So, and I felt none of that. So I'm grateful to that.
It was an honor.
Yeah.
Oh,
So happy to
thank you
be here.
so much. Thank you. So goodbye, everybody.